Yesterday, MEP Nigel Farage was hit by a milkshake which had been deliberately thrown at him, and it's not the first time something like this has happened. In the last few weeks, far-right activist Tommy Robinson had a milkshake poured over him, and a member of UKIP, whose name I've completely forgot to look up, also had a milkshake lodged at him. But what I found shocking was that on Radio 4 News last night, they had a guest who said that this is a fun way to get at the far right. She said it's playful, that throwing dairy products is as much fun as clowns throwing custard pies. Now, if you find clowns throwing custard pies amusing, first of all, you have an extremely limited sense of humour. You might even be a bit backward. But secondly, it's not funny, it's a form of assault, and by supporting it, you are condoning violence. Now, I don't agree with a lot of things that MPs say or MEPs say, but I'll stand up for their right to say them. And importantly, people in politics should be able to air their views so we can tell how much of a tit they are. So what went through the mind of the guy who yesterday threw this milkshake? Well, not a lot, I'm guessing. I'm guessing his thought process went, there's someone that I don't like, and I won't go and engage with them and argue like an adult. I'll throw a milkshake like a 2-year-old having a tantrum. And then to make it worse, the bloke then bragged about it on Twitter. Now, he's been nicked. And if he's found guilty, which clearly he is, he could face up to 6 months in prison for common assault. And I bloody hope he gets it. Give him the full 6 months, and I hope his cellmate is called Mad Jimmy McPsycho. Because if this guy doesn't have an example made of him, it sets the precedent. It's fine to lob things at anyone involved in politics. And it got so ugly so quickly. On Facebook there were comments saying, oh, only a milkshake, shame it wasn't a brick. And on Twitter I'd seen someone saying, milkshakes will do until we can use acid. So these are people now calling for murder. And this will get nasty very quickly. It'll escalate. At the minute it's milkshakes. Next I think it'll be really petty shitty stuff like bacon rolls at Muslim and Jewish councillors, and then we might get to bricks and acid. So, for me, the correct police response is anyone who throws a milkshake at anyone in public office should be tasered to the bloody ground and then have a police nightstick rammed so far up their arse they need a dentist to get it out again. What was bizarre on this story as well was one of the articles I read on it, they'd included what flavour the milkshake was. Like that's going to be sodding relevant. But it turned out it was. Because the flavour of the milkshake was banana with salted caramel. And I read that and thought, what middle-class prick has ordered this? And then it turns out the guy's a hipster. So now that 6-month sentence, sod that, not long enough. It needs to be at least doubled. 6 months for a common assault and 6 months just for being a bloody hipster. And I want to finish this video with a little advice. You see, if you see someone in politics you don't like, don't throw your beverage at them, because that's wasteful. And as we all know, starving kids in Africa and all that. There's something much simpler you can do. When the elections come round, vote for someone else. 6 months' time, I'll be hosting fucking Newsnight.